Now in this example we have quite a complex procedure where we do some dilution steps here, and then eventually we measure the resulting dilution of a solution in a spectrophotometer, where we get an absorbance, and from that we can calculate a concentration. So the easiest way of dealing with something like that is to start drawing what is actually happening. So we have a stock solution with an unknown concentration. Let's draw that. So we've got a stock solution here, and we don't know the concentration. So that's our stock. And the concentration we really don't know. And what we do with this stock solution is we take 0.3 milliliter, 0.3 milliliter, and we add this to some water. So we dilute that. And we add this to 37.4 milliliter of water. And we then have really this 0.3 milliliter plus these 37.4 milliliter, and I draw it like that. So we have a total volume of, when we put that together, 37.7 milliliter. That is just simply this 0.3 plus 37.4 milliliter. And from this solution, we then take yet another amount, and we take exactly 214 microliter, and we add this to a total of 2,786 microliter. So that's what we've got here, and we add these 214 together, and we get a total of, well, if we add these together, this gives us 3,000 microliter. So that's the total. And we then measure this one here, and we measure the absorbance of this in a spectrophotometer, like that. And we get an absorbance of 0.972. And now we need to figure out what was the concentration of the initial stock solution. So how can we do that? Well, we can calculate the first dilution factor. Let's calculate the first dilution factor. That is this dilution factor here, the first dilution factor 1. And we can calculate that by just simply saying, what is our total volume? That is 37.7 milliliter divided by what we added, 0.3 milliliter. So that's the first dilution factor. We can also calculate the second dilution factor, that is this step here, so the dilution factor 2. This here would be, well, what have we had? We have got the total volume of 3,000 microliter, and we placed in it 214 microliter. So these are the two dilution factors that we had. And now we need to calculate also what is the concentration of the solution. And we can use for that the Lambert Law. So we can say the Lambert Law, A equals concentration times the extinction coefficient times the path length, and I write it as L here for 1 centimeter. And we can rearrange this equation and say, what is the concentration? The concentration would be A over the extinction coefficient times the path length. And we can put in numbers. So this here would be 0.972 divided by, what have we got? That's the extinction coefficient, 2128 molar to the minus 1 centimeter minus 1 times 1 centimeter. And the centimeter cancels out here. Okay, so all we need to do to find the unknown concentration is we have to calculate dF, our first dilution factor, times the second dilution factor times the concentration that we just calculated. And we can put in numbers, so we can do 37.7. We see the milliliter cancels out, over 0.3 times the second dilution factor, that's this one, and again the microliter cancel out. We have 3000 divided by 214 and times the concentration that we have here, and this would be 0.972 divided by 2128 molar to the minus 1, and I can also write this as molar. And all I need to do now is really put these numbers into a calculator, and I get for my unknown stock, for the stock solution, when I do this in a calculator, I will get 804 point, and we need to be careful with the decimal points. We've got only one decimal point here and here, so we should really give our result to only one decimal point. 804.8 times 10 to the minus 3 molar, which is the same as 804.8 millimolar. And that is the concentration of our unknown stock solution. So I hope this makes sense, and thank you very much for watching.